The American Trucking Association, A.T.A, just sent the letter to Congress and the lawmakers in Congress and the Senate, October 8th, 2025. So, if you want to see the letter, on my Facebook site, Roll On CDL Trucker, there's a posting, and you can click on where it says letter to Congress. You can post and read it for yourself. There's a lot to it. I'm not going to go over the whole letter, just some of it. So Chris Spears called on Congress to strengthen the CDL standards. And yes, I'm very much for that. Chris Spears, he's the president of A.T.A, wrote about the gaps in oversight, enforcement, and the qualification requirements of CDL training programs. And yes, Mr. Spears, I also want the same. Now, how does the above topics threaten safety on our nation highways? So he wrote in the letter the reasons, his reasonings why. He called on Congress, lawmakers, Senate, to close the dangerous loopholes in the CDL system. Every program within the FMCSA, D.O.T, there are loopholes. If you put out any kind of regulations, any kind of laws, rules, regulations, someone who disagrees with you will search it out and find a loophole. So there'll always be loopholes. When they find it, it's up to the lawmakers to fix it. And sometimes they take forever or just never fix it, and it goes on and on until disaster, accidents, and things like that happen. Mr. Spears wants to ensure that all commercial drivers are properly qualified, properly trained, and legally operating in the United States. There's where the loopholes, they find these loopholes, and so many CDL students or CDL new drivers got into the system who are not qualified, who are not properly trained, and are not legally operating a commercial vehicle in the United States. So in his letter, he had 6 recommendations, but one of them was, of the 6, was the entry-level driver training, ELDT. And yes, that's what I have been talking about for several years. And yes, I do agree with Chris saying to expedite the removal of non-compliant CDL training schools from the FMCSA training system, training provider registry. That's a TPR. Yeah, I want to get them out, but I'm not too sure what Chris Spears means by when he says what is a non-compliant CDL training school that needs to be removed? Who are they? So I would like him to somehow to hear what he has to say. Clearly tell us, what is a non-compliant CDL school? Now, if anybody wants to see my views on the broken CDL system as it relates to the broken CDL school system, just go to my YouTube channel, the Broken CDL Trucking System. Broken CDL Trucking System. So I'll put all my videos about my opinions and views about the broken CDL trucking system and the broken CDL school system. Most of the stuff about the trucking system is by other people on YouTube that share some of the same views as I share, or even if I don't totally agree, I put them on a playlist so that everything's in one YouTube channel. The channel doesn't get a lot of views, not a lot of subscribers, but it's something that you might find interesting to read. And I hope some of these magazines, Landline, and Chris Spears, A.T.A, and anyone, lawmakers, anybody would look at these videos. That's who it's really for. The government, lawmakers, D.O.T created, in my opinion, much of the problems we now have. Yes, Mr. Spears, good letter, but I believe you don't understand much about the real reasons as to why the broken CDL school training system is broken. I don't think a lot of people understand. Does anyone really care? I'm not too sure about that. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, like I said, with the very few subscribers, very few views. Some of it might be my fault because I'm just an old man. Don't really know how to do much about YouTube. I do have a very successful YouTube channel on Trucker Steve CDL Instructor because I care about the CDL students. I care about CDL students getting proper training. I care about when CDL students are screwed from the CDL schools. And a lot of them are good CDL schools, but the students who need help, there's not any protection from the FMCSA. So a lot of good schools, a lot of bad schools. So I'm just hoping that someone out there will listen. Hopefully you'll share this video. And maybe you will talk about it because I'm sure you probably can do a much better job as getting what needs to be said out there. So I'll see you in the next run. Be safe out there and fight for the new truckers, and the truckers have been out there over the road working hard each and every day for their families and themselves. See ya.